Yo, what up everybody? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Piece Lens 50mm Summilux pre-aspherical V2 replica coming out of China. Let's get into it. So first things first, as you know how it goes with the YouTube game, I'm Chris. I'm a photographer based in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm a documentary and portrait photographer, and I'm always interested in 50mm lenses. I consider myself mostly a 50 guy, though I'm not gonna lie. Messing with the 40 has got me wondering if I need to change my mind, but I have literally the 50mm frame lines tattooed on me, so we gotta give it as much a chance as we can. And we're talking about this right here. This is the 50mm Piece Lens pre-aspherical version 2 Summilux replica or homage or ripoff, whatever you want to call it. So the Chinese lenses that are coming out, these replicas, they're getting a lot of hype. You talk about your Mandler, you talk about your Typock, your Light Lens Lab, Artist Lens. I think the other ones, the new ones like Seagull. Like there's a lot of these that are out there, these replicas here. But the Piece Lens doesn't get a lot of talk here because they're not available in the West. And we're missing out on these, but I've seen some videos that are some Chinese language videos. I think I've seen some Japanese language videos from people who managed to pick one up and they made the videos, and it looks really good. And I managed to find one online and grabbed it. I've had it for about a month, and these are going to be like more or less my first impressions because I have not put a ton of images through this lens yet. I haven't put a ton of time into it yet, but I want to talk about it because honestly, I haven't seen an English language video talking about this lens. So we're just gonna, kind of go over it with my first impressions after having it for about a month. So presentation wise, I don't know where I put my boxes and stuff for this one at. It's probably, somewhere here, but it came, like a lot of the lenses that are coming out these days, had the same little plastic stand where this was in with the little here, the same way the older Leica lenses used to come back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I don't know if they still do that. I think they just come in the pouches now. But the little plastic that you unscrew and it's in there. Did come with a UV filter, which is on here, you can hear it, metal on metal UV filter. So that's nice. I enjoy that. I protect my lens. These are smallers. And it's always nice to have a little UV filter on here that protects them. It didn't come with a lens hood. It came with like a big lens hood. I think it's like the XOOIM or something like that. Not for me. Kind of big and obnoxious. If I end up keeping this, I'm sure I can find one of the vented circular joints that fits on this, or maybe something else. Maybe a square lens is available for this if I end up keeping it in my kit. But didn't enjoy the lens hood, especially for, again, look at this lens. This is a small lens. This is a 50 F1.4 with the back cap on here. So let's take that off. This is the sides of the lens. This is not a big lens. This is my point here. It's not a big lens, so why are you giving me a lens hood that's like half the size of this lens? Give me a square hood, you give me a vented circular hood and call it a day, or give me the option. How about that? Like Mandler does, where you get both hoods. Give me that option. So I didn't enjoy that, but otherwise, presentation wise, it comes just like all the other replicas. It's imitating the Leica presentation. That said, the branding is different. I love Mandler. I have the Mandler 35 here. I wish they did what Mandler does, where you get both. But other than that, I think, presentation wise, it comes like here. Their branding's different, as I was saying. They use black and gold. So the box that came was a black box and it had like gold embossed on it on there. So that's cool, they're trying to do their own thing. They're not trying to be exactly like that. I will say, overall, good presentation, came with everything I need. Again, the only thing in this, if it matters to you, it didn't come with a back cap. Now I have plenty of back caps, and I tend to, always have a lens on my camera. So at the very least, always have at least one open. Come with a metal lens hood. If you care, or lens cap, I should say, I'm sorry. If you care about that. I don't. I guess for this one, maybe I do, because I don't have a hood. Typically I keep a lens hood on my lenses as well as a UV filter or some filter. Since I shoot mainly vintage lenses, I tend to just use a UV because it already gets a little bit of a glow by itself. That's one of the reasons I like them. So I don't need a diffusion filter. Excuse me. Wow. I don't need a diffusion filter on most of my Leica lenses. So usually it's just a UV filter or maybe something like a warming filter or something like that to protect it more than anything. So for this one, because I don't have a lens hood, maybe I care, but ultimately I don't ever typically use my lens caps. I usually just get a filter and a hood and keep it moving. But if you care about that, you don't get a back cap. If I did get a back cap, I didn't find it. Maybe I lost it, but I'm pretty sure it didn't come with one. I looked at the listing where I bought it and I didn't see one either. I think it just comes literally in the plastic shell and it's in there, and that's like the cap. So it's like, hey, if you're not using it, put it in the thing. Which if you put your stuff on display, that could be cool. And maybe I will go find mine so I can do that, because that could be cool if I, just have this sitting out, not my bag. But overall, like I said, presentation wise, comes with what you need. You get your metal lens, metal caps, no back cap, but for me, it doesn't matter. It is, again, a replica. It has the same build as the V2 and V1 spherical lenses. You can see the little, I don't know what you would call this, I don't know, area, embossed area. I don't know what you would call this, but where you mount it, where it has the grip, I guess you call it the grip area. It has the grip for the fingers right here on the metal where you mount it. Red dot as always. Yeah, we got the Chinese lettering on the bottom here. Let's just tap that so you can focus. There you go. Chinese lettering on the bottom. Let's put some more here. Now, I will say this. The scale for feet is a little hard to read because it's a dark red on black, as opposed to a yellow that you see like on a lot of other Leica lenses. Here is the Rocar 40, which is yellow on the feet. The Mandler is yellow on the feet. I don't have my other lenses out here. The other Rocar is yellow on the feet. I don't have my Summilux with me right now, but that is something to keep in mind, that it's a little tough to read the feet scale. American, it is what it is. I don't know meters. I'm sure as I shoot more I'll learn, but I don't know meters like that, so I like to be able to just look and see that. So that's something that you have to keep in mind if you're American. But otherwise, like I said, build and look quality wise, it feels nice and hefty, feels like I could knock on it and be good. We all know metal doesn't mean quality, but we also associate metal with quality and weight with quality, and honestly, feels good. I have had no issues with it. Again, it stays in my bag. Like, it's not like I take it out and put it in a dry shelf every day. It stays in my bag. So if my bag gets knocked around, so does this lens, and so far I've had no issues. Literally, my only thing that I mentioned is that red scale. I kind of wish I had got the silver version instead, but it is what it is. It does have the scalloped focus tabs. Does not have a focus or focus ring, I should say. No focus tab. I'm a focus tab guy, so that is a reason why I may not keep this lens. I won't lie. I may not keep it because it does not have a focus tab. I enjoy a focus tab. I like being able to just put my finger in and know where I'm at. Like, even if I don't know everything, I know that if I have it straight down, depending on the lens, I'm at 7 feet exactly, and that helps me figure out focus. Where if I'm like, okay, you're a little out here, I know I need to be closer. If they're a little further, I know I need to be further, and that helps me. So not being able to feel, but I did get this primarily as a portrait and detail shot lens. So it may not be something that I need to necessarily worry about, but I like to just kind of know all my lenses. So not being able to know this and having to be able to only use this as maybe a portrait or detail shot lens means, it can limit its uses. I may not be able to want to take this out in the street because it doesn't have a focus tab. And yeah, that matters to me. It may not matter to you. And it doesn't matter to me all the time, but want to mention that. And just real quick, if you hadn't noticed, even though it is a V2 replica, it does focus down to 0.7 meters. So the V1 and 2 did not do that. The V3 does, but the V3 does not look like this. The V3 looks more like your modern lens that you're used to. Like if you look at the modern Summicrons, the V3 Summilux looks a lot like that. So this does focus down to 0.7 meters. So it's more of a V2, V3, maybe hybrid, but it does have the V2 body. Another thing I want to mention, in case this matters to you, is that the apertures are full stops only. So 1.4, 2, 2.8, 4, 5, 6, 8, 11, 16. That's it. No half stops, no third stops. I personally kind of think in full stops because that's what I learned in. I always have to think like, I think between 1.4 and 1.2 is technically like 1.7, something like that. But I never think of that. I don't think of those. I just know 2 clicks is the next stop. I don't actually know like the numerical equivalent of those stops. So I'm cool with full stops. I tend to think of full stops. If you're a half stop or third stop person who you like to have a little bit finer detail, like your exposure, you might not want this either. So build quality, just movement, focus is buttery, smooth. Honestly, I think this is smoother than my Summicron, my 35 Summicron. This is the 40. Honestly, it feels the same. The Mandler, and this is crazy, the Mandler and the Rocar feel the same, but I digress. This feels very good as well. It feels, honestly, just playing with those two, these feel the same. I think my Summicron got serviced a lot more recently though, so that's why it feels a little, it's not stiff, but I can feel the resistance a little bit more. This is just gliding, yeah. Enjoy the focus with this. Again, the scallop ring helps because when you're doing your focusing rangefinder, F1.4, F2, which I tend to do. So it helps you get some precise details. I just wish I wish you had a focus tab. So what we're all here for, right? Image quality. Doesn't matter if the lens is built good, if it feels good in hand, if the images suck. And we know that they don't. Now, I haven't stress tested this, meaning I haven't like gone and shot metal against a bright sunny background to see if I can get fringing and stuff like that. But I have shot this for a few things. I've done a couple I've done a portrait shoot using it, and I use it for some photos. I did an event for my sister where I took it knowing I want to test it out a little bit. I've kind of walked around with it and just shot random things with it just to test it, but I haven't stress tested. I wasn't trying to deliberately get fringing or anything like that. So take this with a grain of salt. But so far, when I've looked at the images that are backlit and against bright backgrounds, you can see in one of these portraits that I'm going to post here that the background is kind of blown out, and you can see there's no fringing around my friend's face, around his hat, anything like that. Looking at those photos, I'm liking it. I'm getting detail without being clinical. I'm not looking at pores. The bokeh has a little bit of swirl to make it interesting, but it's not too much. It is not just making a Helios nightmare or a dream if that's what you're into, but it's not swirling all over the place. And that's against, look at the greenery. That's against trees in the background. That's against highlights in the background and stuff. Things that normally when you look at this online, these are even good lenses look bad. Like I'll see the pre-aspherical V3 shot against trees and it does not look good. So the fact that this comes out, this comes out pretty good. There's obviously some corrections here from the original version back from the 60s and 70s, but whatever it is, like I still get a sense of the original lens. I'm liking the rendering in the bokeh. I'm liking the detail I'm getting. I'm liking the rendering. I tend to like my photos a bit warm. When I look at it, when I look at the coating, it's kind of hard to see here because I'm not in the brightest of rooms. That the coating looks a bit magenta goldish. I'm a big fan, and one of the reasons I like the Summicron V4 is it has a bit of a golder coating. If you look at it and you see like that yellow coating, I tend to like that. So I'm digging the photos I'm getting here. And like I said, you can see here, they look good. The colors are looking good. You're getting detail and everything from that. Cons, I guess, there's not many. But the main one is that this lens is not available in the West, let alone North America. You're gonna have to find this lens, get lucky, take a trip over to the East and maybe get one. I've seen someone say they just happened to pick it up, one in like Vietnam, I think, somewhere. But the only place I've seen it somewhat consistently is occasionally on eBay, occasionally on some of the forums. I found this one, I think it's on a site, it's like Tradera. Excuse me if I pronounced that incorrectly. It's like a Swedish eBay site. I see someone who will post these, I assume he has a Connect, post these for a little bit of a markup. They do ship to the United States, so you can spend a little bit more and get this if you want to try it out. Not a con, an observation. The aperture ring slightly goes past 1.4. So you can see, I don't know if I can really get this. I'm gonna try to get this here. So the aperture ring's on 1.4, right? If you see, it goes a slight back. You can very slightly go here. And it's the same thing in F16. So F16, then slight, you see a slight turn. It's nothing crazy, but it does make you like, no, you're gonna have a little, like, again, I've never had the aperture just change on me. Let's get back here. I've never had the aperture just straight up change on me. I've ever not knock. The aperture is really clicky, it's good, it's solid. So I'm not gonna have any issues with that. But it is one thing where you're like, oh, if I add 4, you're like, and then you feel it and it switches. It's just something you notice. Honestly, I don't think it's good or bad. Well, it's not good, but it's not bad. It's just something that is. So, is that a con? I don't know. So, final thoughts is overall, these Chinese replicas are really good. And I'm happy to be living in their age I am now, where I have access to so many different options. Lenses I couldn't afford, I can mess with, try out, and find my happy place. I'm very happy that 50s are starting to get some love. Literally, as I was writing the script for this video, I saw that Mandler has announced they've done a V3 pre-spherical Summilux replica that's going to be coming out soon. I think in they said July. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. It looks good so far, and it looks like it focuses closer than 0.7 meters, which is a big deal. But I am happy to see we're getting more interest in the 50s, because I think for me, that's where I tend to live, and that's the most important focal length for me, because that's my portrait focal length that I use often. I don't typically shoot very tight. I do have a 90, but honestly, my 90 is used more for landscape than it is for portraits. So I'm looking forward to some of these 50s coming out. So I'm gonna keep this in my bag, and I'm gonna try it out and over time and see if it stays in my bag or if it ends up on, one of the forums or on eBay. We'll see. I'm definitely interested in that Mandler V3. And honestly, I lust for the Lux. So I've been on the lookout for an affordable option for the Lux spherical F1.4. I've missed out on one deal because I was trying to be frugal and be responsible as an adult about 6 months ago, and I still regret it. If you saw that Reddit post asking someone to borrow one to try it out, that was me. Because I just want to try it out, because I want to see, is it worth it, or do I just need to go ahead and go back to that V4 Summicron? I would like to get one made the year I was born, though. And so far, I get close. I find an 85, I find an 87. Haven't found an 86. And even then, I'm not trying to spend $2,000 on that. So it's gonna have to be for a reasonable price, the way these other Summicrons are out there. But you see the hat. We're trying to get it. We're looking at it, we'll see. So maybe I'll find a Lux spherical for a good use price that I'm willing to pay. Or maybe, like I said, as I get out there, maybe one of you guys will be like, hey, Chris, go ahead and borrow this for a few weeks. I trust you. Trust me, bro, I got you. I got good feedback on eBay. I got good feedback on the forums. But that was it. Just a first impressions, relatively quick video talking about this Peace Lens 50mm lens. Want to get it out there so people, again, are just aware it exists, because I think it's being slept on. And I think it's a good lens so far. We'll see if it stays with me. Catch you in the next one. Peace.